So Alexa said it is 65 and that it is going to be a rainy day. So let's take out some ham chunks so that today can be a soup and salad kind of day.
Hey guys, and welcome back. And if you're new here, thanks so much for joining us today. I'm actually gonna make chicharo with you guys. So us Cubans call split pea soup chicharos. It's a cold day. It's March, and I'm wearing my Grinch shirt because I wanted to put on something warm to go walk the dogs this morning. And it's a rainy day too. It's supposed to be thunderstorming on and off all day. You'll see Lexi tucked in behind me. She's wearing her thunder shirt because I need to try to keep her calm. She's afraid of the thunderstorms. So with all that being said, I'm just blabbing away. Let me show you my ingredients and let's get to cooking. It's a perfect day for soup and salad. All right, chicharo, also known as split peas, is the star of the show. So here we go. I have the split peas here. I always make it with sofrito, which you guys have seen in previous videos, but I don't have any sofrito on hand, and that's okay, because sometimes Lou doesn't care for the tomatoey flavor with the split peas. So we're just going to do the onions and the garlic. We're going to add 1 carrot and we're going to add 1 potato. And since I had frozen chopped up diced ham, I will be adding some ham. That's traditional to the chicharo, to split peas, and for the Americans as well. I'm going to be seasoning this with some onion powder, garlic powder, pink salt, bay leaves, black pepper, cumin, and sazon. The oil is only out so that I can caramelize the onion and the garlic. But very, very little oil, not too much. As a matter of fact, you don't have to pre-cook the onion, the garlic, and the ham. You can just throw everything in and do a one-pot meal. But I like bringing out the flavors. I like caramelizing the ham and I like making the onions translucent. So let's go ahead and get all this going. I have my pot out. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and I had half an onion in the fridge, so I might as well use it. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and use a couple of cloves of garlic. These actually look pretty big, so I might just use like 3 of them. 2 and 3. Perfect. Let me smash it off over here to the side because this is very wobbly. Now that the onions and garlic is done, I'm going to go ahead and prep the rest of my veggies. So I'm going to peel my carrot and then chop it up into little cubes. This one I'm actually going to leave as a treat for Lexi because she absolutely loves carrots. All right, now let's go ahead and peel and dice this potato as well. Okay. Now that we have all of our veggies prepped, I'm going to go ahead and throw in a little bit of the oil into the pan to start caramelizing that ham. I've got this on a medium. Put the pot down. Throw in just a little bit of oil. Not a lot, just a little dollop. And I'm going to let that get hot. I'm not going to season the ham because ham is already pretty salty. So I'm leaving that alone. All we want to do is caramelize it. I'm just going to move the pan around so that oil can coat the bottom. And this was from a big baked ham that we had. And oh, it wasn't fully hot because I didn't hear any sizzling. Not a big deal. This was a big baked ham that we had, and Lou and I aren't going to eat a whole one, so there was a lot of leftovers. Okay, let me wait for that to sizzle so that it can start caramelizing, and then I'll just stir it around every so often. Make sure most of it's touching the pan so that it will sear. We've got some sizzling and we've got some liquid being released. Ham absorbs a lot of liquid, like water, especially when frozen. So it's going to release a lot of liquid, and until all that liquid evaporates, it won't start to get any caramelization. So just an FYI. Don't freak out when you see liquid. Just let it go ahead and evaporate and then wait for everything else to caramelize. Turned around to serve myself some ice water and came back and see some caramelization on the pan already, or in the bottom of the pot. So that's great. That means just about all the liquid is already gone. So I'm going to let it cook down for another couple of minutes so that there can be some more caramelization. That caramelization brings out a lot of flavor in the ham, the salty and the sweet. It's just super delicious. I love ham. Anything pork, really. This pot is going to have so much flavor. Look at all of that on there. Some of it will get deglazed now with the onions, but the majority of it will get deglazed when I put in liquid. If you're going to use a regular broth for your chicharos, you want to use vegetable broth, maybe even chicken broth because it's very mild. You don't want to use beef broth. So I am throwing in my onions. I'm going to wait for those to get translucent. I don't have any broth. So when it's time for liquid, I'm just using water. And that's okay because the veggies are going to add flavor. The ham's adding flavor. The split peas and then all the seasonings that I'm going to add. I actually have some chicken bouillon. So if I really wanted to, I can use some of that. But I don't think it's necessary. I usually don't add it. I gotta tell you, I stirred it a couple of times already, and the smell of the onions and the ham together in here, it's amazing. My eyes are starting to burn a little bit though from the onions, so I'm glad Lou isn't home right now. She's very sensitive to onions. So I think because the edges of the onions are already translucent and the middle is still somewhat al dente, for some of them the middle is translucent too. I'm going to go ahead and throw in the garlic. Let's get the ball rolling. And at this point, we're just going to leave it in here for like an extra minute, minute and a half, basically until I start smelling that garlic. I don't want the garlic to brown. And with this pan the way it is, it'll brown pretty fast. Let's stir it around so that it gets some heat that blends in. I already smell the garlic that fast. The moment the garlic basically touches the heat, it already starts letting out its oils and its aromas. All right, we're pretty good. I'm gonna throw in my potatoes and my carrots. I can't speak today. And then I'm gonna throw in some water to start deglazing this pan before I start seasoning. So basically enough to cover the pan. And I'm just going to stir around. You can already start seeing the pan is cleaning up on the bottom. And all those bits and pieces of the char, brown, all going to become flavor in this liquid. I want to clean the pan up. Perfect. I think I got it all picked up and deglazed. Oh, that smells so good. My goodness gracious. All right, I'm gonna throw in my split peas, my chicharo, and this is a 14-ounce bag. Stir it all together. Start absorbing the other flavors. And now we're going to be generous. And I mean generous with our seasonings because potatoes soak up a lot. And then that means everything else is going to be a little bit less bland. I don't understand why. Potatoes and noodles are two things that do take a lot of salt. It really absorbs it. So there's all my salt. There is all my garlic powder. And since there's going to be a lot of liquid in here, that liquid needs to pick up all this flavoring. Here's my onion powder. Here's some cumin just to give it a little earthiness. Here's some black pepper just to give it a tiny kick. Here's a couple of bay leaves. Not sure why, just picked up the habit from my grandmother. And then I'm going to do about half the packet of this sazon. Save the other half for another meal, another time. All right, let me stir it and then go ahead and add liquid. I'm basically going to fill this with liquid about halfway through the pot, which is maybe double the height of the split peas and the veggies. And I'm going to turn up the heat, wait for it to boil, and then turn down the heat to let it simmer until it gets the consistency that I like. Some people like it soupy. Lou doesn't, as you already probably know from all the other meals, she doesn't like things that soupy. She likes it on the thicker side. But we want everything tender. The split peas, the potatoes, and the carrots. There we go. All right, you guys. At this point, I'm going to leave it alone and wait for it to start boiling. Once I start seeing a bunch of bubbles boiling, then I will come over here and turn it down on a simmer and partially cover it with the lid. I'm not putting away any of the seasonings yet because as this starts to go down, and it's probably going to be a quarter of the way down when I'm going to think it's ready, I'm going to give it a taste test to make sure that all that liquid didn't dilute it too much in case it needs more seasoning. She is knocked out asleep. The thunder shirt really does relax her in combination with just some soothing music in the background. I was laying in bed and I was like, ooh, it smells good in here. That's because we've got a boil. So let me stir this, lower it, and cover it. I'm not wearing my mic since I was laying in bed, so hopefully the audio is not that different. I'll turn it up so. It's smelling good. All right. Let's turn this baby down. I'm putting it on a right by low. Let's see what it looks like under there. Let's see if I can lower it just a little bit more. Okay, that's good. And partially cover. We'll see you, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes. I tell Alexa to set a timer, but it's going to take her forever since I'm uploading. Alexa, set a timer for 30 minutes. See, she's thinking about it. I'm uploading. So I'll set the timer on my phone. See you guys soon. So the alarm went off, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it's ready. And you'll see it's about halfway down. Not too much has evaporated. I should have really put this on medium low, not just low. So I'm going to give it a stir. I'm going to increase the temperature slightly. And I'm going to let it go for an extra 15 more minutes. But we're almost there. The split peas look like they're starting to get tender. I want to see them start to break up. For us chicharo, the Cubans, we usually have them like practically pureed. We don't usually have them whole pieces like this. So yeah, let's raise that heat and give it an additional 15 minutes. And then at that point, I believe we should be good to go. So Lou made it home, and I don't think we're going to be doing a taste test with you as soon as this is done, because she surprised me and came back with some donuts and some kolaches, and it's the first time ever we're going to have these. So this is how we're going to break our fast. I start work in an hour. It's already 3 o'clock, so we more than likely would not be eating the split pea soup until after I get off of work. I will check in with you once it's done though and show you what it looks like. All right, so here's the deal. 10 minutes have elapsed. I know I said I was going to leave this on here for 15, but because we're probably not going to eat this for basically 4 hours, I'm turning off the heat. I'm going to stir it and I'm going to cover it, and it's just going to continue basically cooking and thickening up by itself. So I don't want to continue cooking it because then it's just going to be that much thicker. So this is what we're looking at right now. The split peas are definitely cooked because they're already starting to break apart. I'm going to let it sit covered, and we will see you when I get off of work. Somewhere between 8 and 9 p.m. Central. And it's 3 right now. Look at this consistency. It's super thick. Matter of fact, there we go. I had it on wide angle. It's super thick. But it's not completely broken up. A lot of times we have it basically almost pureed. But that'll more than likely be tomorrow. The leftovers will just continue breaking up overnight. And tomorrow when we heat it up, it'll be like just puree. It'll be so delicious. I'm pretty sure this is hot already. So I'm going to go ahead and serve. Here's going to be what the close-up for the thumbnail is going to look like. We have avocado off to the side with a sprinkle of salt on it, some toast. I did offer to put butter on it. She said no butter. So let's get to serving.
No, no, no. We're not doing that. No.
Ran out of treats for the girls, so took out a little slice of cheese there for them to have.
I'm going in.
She's like, I can't wait anymore. I got off of work. She's like, I'm starving.
Too much talking and enough eating.
I haven't tried it yet, except for the bite that I had as soon as it was done cooking to check
really
the
good.
consistency.
It's really good. Very nice.
Okay. We started with the carrot because usually the carrot's what takes the longest to get soft. And the carrot's nice. It's not mushy, but it doesn't have a bite to it either. It's like the perfect consistency.
Yep.
And check the potato now.
I don't like potatoes.
That's why I only did one potato for this entire pot. I know her.
In my soup or in my porridge, I don't know.
That potato's really good too. We get some chicharo and get some ham.
I'm having one with ham right now. Mmm. That's really good. Very savory.
That ham is very smoky.
Very savory.
Well, you guys, you saw how easy this was to make. You know, it's just a matter of being patient and waiting for it to boil down. I would say in total time for the split peas to get soft, It's probably closer to 40 to 50 minutes. And depending on the texture, if you like it super thick, you might want to add another 10 or just let it sit for a while, like I did. And we're going to have leftover for tomorrow. And that one for tomorrow is just going to be even thicker. Some people will add water to it just to like loosen it up. We're probably not going to do that because we like it really thick. She's like, no. She likes it really thick. So it's a matter of preference, what type of texture it is that you like. But at this point, it is perfect. It's not super thick. It's not super watery. It's the best consistency. It's full of flavor. So I hope you make it. And if you enjoyed watching this today with me, please give me a big thumbs up. Comment down below. What are some split pea recipes you have made or like to make? What like alternations do you do?
Alterations?
Alterations do you do for your split pea soup? And do you want to tell them to subscribe? Ooh, mouthful. She's like just chowing down.
Too much talking, not enough eating. So if you're new here, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button so you get notified every time we upload a video. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.
Since you're talking, I'm going to eat.
Bye-bye.